I saw you talk about Meta and how that there's an algorithm act that's out there about how that, and I've talked about this before on this show. That's why this made me this really this really rung true with me. It was like, yeah, why isn't because the algorithm will lead you down a staircase of deviancy, anger, and can even lead people into conflict. It can take you from feeling neutral, looking at something on your phone, to feeling angry and going out into public and acting on that anger or on that belief.
Yep.
And there's no repercussions from it.
Yep.
From Facebook or Meta or social media, Instagram, TikTok, there's no repercussions.
When Facebook, I'll use Facebook as an example. When it first started, we passed a law that said if somebody goes on Facebook and writes a post and they defame somebody, that's between the person who posted it and the person they defamed. That you can't hold Facebook liable for posting. Fair enough. But now Facebook has gotten so big that they control what you see, and they gather this data about you, and they want you to stay on Facebook a long time to look at the ads because they make a lot of money selling those ads.
Right, so they got to keep you on there.
And so they send you stuff. They find out what your hot buttons are through algorithms, and they keep showing it to you and showing it to you and showing it to you. And all of a sudden, and some people can separate the wheat from the chaff and say, well, they're manipulating me. But other people, they get angrier and angrier and angrier.
And what do they expect? You're just going to get so pissed off you're going to buy an air fryer or something?
I mean, they make their money.
That's their strategy.
I don't mean that Facebook's not the only one.
You're going to get so pissed off you're going to buy a dog collar.
But Facebook is, if you ask me the one reason for the demise of newspapers, it's social media. Because
I know. I miss a newspaper, don't you?
Oh, well, yeah.
God.
But the world's changed. And
you can hit a kid with it.
off of advertising.
Yeah. The Algorithm Accountability Act is proposed, and this has been proposed for a while, I think. This was proposed, I think.
We've been debating it for a long time.
Originally, for like 5 years ago, I think this first came into light. The Algorithmic Accountability Act is a proposed U.S. bill aimed at requiring companies to examine and disclose how automated systems and algorithms affect people, especially in high-stakes decisions like housing, credit, education, and employment.
Yep.
And this is Perplexity here as our search engine. Supporters say the bill would give regulators and the public a clearer way to see when algorithmic systems are causing harm. I agree. There should be something on the device that goes off and says, now you're falling into an algorithm, you know?
Well, it's...
Do you think
they
something
manipulate.
like this they manipulate it. Do you think something like this will come to light soon? Like, we've got to be getting there. I mean, you have algorithms leading people into extremely strong beliefs.
Yep.
You know, like some people say that the shooter at the... was it the Charlie Kirk shooter was radicalized by things that he had seen on social media, you know?
I don't doubt it.
Or that a lot of these shooters are, you know?
Facebook I think it was Facebook, just lost a big lawsuit.
Yeah.
Filed on behalf of a deceased minor that I don't remember the details, but it was basically that the algorithms drove the young lady into suicide. And a jury awarded them money.
Here we go. Campaigners welcome Meta and YouTube's defeat in landmark social media addiction trial.
That's it. Man, who you got pulling this stuff up?
Some white guy. It's a DEI hire.
This guy, you need a pay raise, man. You're awesome.
Thank you, Senator.
Tell Theo, at least he ought to buy you a car.
Hey, dang, what?
I'll be your agent, man. You can pull this stuff up. That's it. That's the case.
That's the case. Jurors found that Meta, which owns Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, and Google, owner of YouTube, intentionally built addictive social media platforms that harm the 20-year-old's mental health. The woman known as Kaylee was awarded $6 million in damages, a result likely to have implications for hundreds of similar cases now winding their way through U.S. courts. Amen. Praise God. Good for her. What happened? Do they have the exact thing that happened? The young lady didn't pass away. It says right here, Kaylee started using YouTube at about 6 years old and Instagram at about 9 with no effective age-based blocking from the platforms. By age 10, she was experiencing anxiety and depression, conditions that were formally diagnosed later by a therapist. She became intensely preoccupied with her appearance, using Instagram filters that altered her face, smaller nose, larger eyes, and has since been diagnosed with body dysmorphia, a disorder involving obsessive worry about perceived flaws in appearance. Her lawyers argued that Instagram's design features such as infinite scroll and growth strategies focused on the young users contributed to an addictive pattern of use that harmed her mental health. The jury awarded Kaylee $3 million in compensatory damages and $3 million in punitive damages. Okay.
I know the stuff's addictive.
Oh, yeah, it is. Well, I noticed myself, you start getting into beliefs, it starts leading you down certain holes of certain beliefs, and then you got on your phone just to check a text, and next thing you know, you get off with a belief.
Well, it's all our kids know. Our kids, so many of our kids have become smartphone zombies. You know, they just, it's always this. And look, they're.
What did we do, though, John? Do you remember what we did?
I didn't have social media.
But I know, but what did, because nowadays, if you imagine, it's kind of crazy to imagine.
I know.
If you imagine some guy just sitting around.
I read.
Like this, not doing, but imagine somebody just waiting for something somewhere. Were they just sitting with their hands in their laps?
I played ball. In my spare time, I played ball. I did my homework. We'd go to movies. I'd read a lot.
But outside of some of that, say you just were sitting somewhere, I guess you would just sit there and think, or just, because now.
Oh, they had magazines. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. We had magazines.
Or you actually,
talk to
believe
somebody.
it or not, talk to people.
Even if you didn't like them, you had to talk to them then.
You just talk
Remember
to
that?
people. Yep.
Even if you didn't even like them.
Yep. Now, when you're around a lot of young people, they really are smartphone zombies. They're just like this all the time.
People are hooked.
And it has impact. I'm not saying all social media is bad. It has many good purposes, but it has been abused.
It's abused, and it's addiction. It's an addiction crisis.
It is very addictive.
And they've been able to make it more and more addictive, and they know it. Is there lobbyists for this type of thing in the government too, that are lobbying for these social media platforms?
Absolutely. These guys are strong as a horseradish.
Why don't more lobbyists get called out by politicians?
I don't meet with many lobbyists, but in some states, they have an influence. I'm not going to kid you. I mean,
I'm sure they're the ones keeping this act, like the algorithm act or whatever.
Of course,
I'm sure they're the ones keeping those things like at bay.
That's not the only ones, but of course they are. And I don't want to just pick on Facebook, but organizations like Google, Facebook, they employ thousands of people. They have huge PACs. If you're from their state and you're a senator and Google comes to you and says, I employ 10,000 people, and if you pass this bill, I'm going to have to lay off half of them. Dang. Plus, they do have very powerful lobbyists. And they're just very powerful.
So that's an instance where an elected official has to make a choice there. That's a good example of an instance, right? And that's something real that could happen. Yeah. It's like, hey, we have 10,000, we employ 10,000 people in your state. If you pass this, then 5,000 of them are going to lose jobs.
And they know how to use their power. I mean, if you ask me, who's more powerful, the state of Tennessee or Google? I'd say Google. And the state of Tennessee is powerful. A lot of people, wonderful universities, beautiful natural resources. But the 4 or 5 or 6 social media companies are very powerful, and that's why we have to be very careful. I support it, but we have to be very careful with artificial intelligence and AI.
Well, the Pope just came and spoke out against it. And that's kind of scary to think.
And AI is, this was developed in America. It's just another example of American brilliance and ingenuity and innovation. But it's so powerful. It can make our lives better if it doesn't kill us all first. But if you develop a machine that can know everything and then can start thinking for itself, and through its agents can take actions, could shut down your entire infrastructure.
But that's where I lose. That's where I start to lose. I get, but like, what actions? Like, so do you like my laptop's not going to like come in and like, attack me while I'm sleeping. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like that, right?
No.
So what actions? Because I hear people say this thing, right? What you're saying. What actions are we talking about?
Well, you can. I mean, I'm no expert, but you can create agents now that use AI.
Yeah, we just had Jeff Bridges he has a friend on Chat GPT or whatever, and he talks to him all the time named Gary.
You can.
What the heck?